I don't care. This isn't Joe Rogan. If you want to go to find a podcast that has substance, go somewhere else. But if you want a podcast where we discuss my theories on how to fart in public and get away with it, stick around. We'll be right back. You know, I'm just going to let the music speak for itself. Oftentimes, it's like I got to make jokes or some sort of commentary to keep you hooked. You don't need that. You don't need to say anything. Let the music hook you. Let the music hold you. The percussion, all of it will fill you up. I'm just going to shut up. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and
I'm so happy to be here with you today.
did you believe that? That's a little lesson in psychology, okay? That actions do, in fact, speak louder than words, okay? So if the people who are just listening just know I made a very sad face as I said that, and people were probably like, what? What's the deal? You know, I know he's saying he's so happy to be here with us, but I can't quite put my finger on it. What's going on here? Why don't I feel like I really love you guys? I don't know if I'm buying it. Because, dude, if you're going to tell somebody how you feel, tell yourself that first, okay? That's a little lesson in life. So anyways, guys, I'm feeling good. I am very happy to be here with you. Okay, smiles and all, very genuine sincerity. Bottom of my heart, middle, top, all of it. My whole heart is yours. Oh, is it Valentine's Day? Why is he so sentimental? Guys, yeah, I'm feeling good, and I can't help it, okay? So sue me. We the people, against Tristan Sartoris, for feeling good. You won't win it, baby! I'm feeling too good. Call it a crime, but don't call it a comeback, because I've been happy for a while. So yeah, I'm in a good spot, and I'm on fire mentally, especially. And that sounds like an aneurysm, but it's not. It's safe. Trust me. And we've got smoke detectors in there. Steam comes out the ears. Is he mad? No, he's got good ideas churning, and I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. I know a lot of you might be like, all right, you can't keep promising these grandiose plans and ideas and changes to the podcast and be like, hey, we're going to deliver a special new program to you, and you're going to be more excited to have it when it arrives, but nothing's happening. You can't just keep promising things and never deliver. But you know what? If people can, like presidential candidates, they can do that in the election, and they never make a diff. They never make a change, all right? So if they can, I will too. They don't even know anything about politics, but just smoke the whole system. You're welcome. A lot of people have been talking about it. Yeah, so listen, there are some big things coming. I don't have an ETA. I don't have a timetable, but I'm working. I got a lot of things I'm excited. I got a lot of things I'm excited about, dude. And I'll say this, all right? One, Rome wasn't built in a day, but that's a stupid analogy. I'm going to give you a new one. When you're going to build a snowman, you don't start with the carrots, okay? You know what you do? You start with a little itty bitty bit of snow, and you roll it, and you roll it again, and you roll it some more, and you roll it, and it sticks, and it builds, and it's got this whole snowball effect, but it's the snowman effect. You got to build a lot of snow before you get to the little intricate details, before you turn around and you say, hey, this is a guy with carrots and stones and sticks, okay? This is Frosty, but before there is a Frosty, there has to be a little bit of change, and I'll tell you what! In case you haven't noticed, I've done that change. See this on the back of the mic? For the audio listeners, you might not know this, but there are stickers. That's right, baby. Okay, so let that cool your jets. If you're thinking, we're going to ride, we're upset, he's not. Oh, okay. I may have overreacted. I didn't realize stickers were in play. So, you know, we've got a couple cool ones. One says oil change, you know, and I don't know how that's going to strike you deeply in your emotional core, but if it does something for you, you're welcome, all right? But just know this is the first step in a long amount of steps to the staircase of fulfillment. Man, my analogies are great. But anyways, guys, I'm just excited, all right? I'm just feeling like we're about to go Super Saiyan here, okay? Super Saiyan what? Step back, jumper, fade away. That's what it's all about. Basketball analogy. I couldn't hit a fadeaway to save my life, dude. I'm, like, okay at basketball, but I've never been great at it. I wish I was. But it's not one of those sports that I grew up playing. Like, I mean, we grew up, like, in the neighborhood, but, like, you know, like, really playing. I didn't play it recreationally. Sports are tricky, you know? Like, I would like to be more well-rounded, but you really only play the sports that your father's interested in, especially as a son, because you're like, I'm going to play the stuff that he really likes that's going to make him, you know, I just want your love and your acceptance, you know? Only to come to find that you had it all along. Hello? Oh, Mark. Yeah, no, I'm here. Oh, you like that? No, I'm not doing anything. Yeah? 3.2 million? I gotta tell you, you're kind of lowballing me here. You know, you've seen my content, you see my quality of work. Like I can do some good stuff. Okay, But you know what? I'll talk to my people, and then you guys talk to your people and have them reach back to my people because obviously we're going to accept your first offer, but we'll see what we can do. All right. Thanks so much. All right, bye-bye. Love you. All right, guys, so that's what it would look like if I just made $1 million deal. Obviously, I didn't, so we're going to keep doing this podcast for free. So, sticking on sports, I bought a pickleball set. God, I love segues. Guys, if it's your first time checking out this podcast, hang tight, all right? You're like, what's going on here? There's a lot of this. It's just, it's hard to explain, but this is kind of the feeling. And I just, I might not be great at all the sports, but I'll tell you this much. Conversation is the one I'm especially difficult at. But I try my best because you miss 100% of the sense that you don't make. We'll be right back after this. Yeah, I bought a pickleball set, and I like to be well-rounded, and so I'm not great at basketball, but I'm okay, and I'm trying to get better. But I like to be well-rounded as an athlete, and pickleball is a new sport. If you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like tennis, but less athletic. It's easier on the joints. A lot of elderly people play it, actually. It's a big sport in the the retirement community. Lots of 85 and up, and they're just crushing it. But it's become a big thing, like everywhere. People are loving it because it's easy to get into. Instead of tennis, you're not running so far back and forth. It's like ping pong meets tennis, and you're like, oh, I can do this. So it's something that I realize I got to get good at. Because if I ever grow old and like, hey, welcome, this is our pickleball tournament. I'm like, I didn't realize that we had this here. So I got to make sure I'm prepared for when I grow old that I can smoke them. Because that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about being impressive and delivering on the moment so that way you can brag about how good you are, okay? Now, that may sound arrogant. It may sound narcissistic or egotistical, and that's because it is. But anyways, guys, I bought a set. Haven't played yet because no one's taken me up on the offer to a riveting game of pickleball, but I want to be good. I want to have that, so I'm looking forward. I'm probably going to work on that this summer, or maybe at least the next couple of weeks. I'm not a big long-term planner. I would like to, but people are like, hey, what do you want to have for dinner tomorrow? I was like, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to have tonight, maybe. Probably just my lunch, and then we'll work on it as I get there. But all I can tell you is I'm going to give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks of pickleball practice, and hopefully I can just have enough stored that I can go beat those friggin' cocky elderly folks down, okay? Because, look, you don't get to have wisdom and experience in a fulfilling life and be good at sports. All right, I'm 25. I should at least be able to outmaneuver you. But they're good, man. They're good. I've seen some stuff, and they're spiking it. They're serving it and cracking it down, and it's inspiring, okay? And it's sweeping the nation. Much like the game of curling, okay? That should also be sweeping the nation, quite literally, but it hasn't. Anyways, points aside, guys. I'm looking forward to getting better at pickleball, or at least starting, all right? I don't know how good. We'll see. Okay, we'll try it out. But speaking of sports I'm truly not good at, we're sticking with it. Look at that, more segues. I got it together, guys. I'm in the pocket. I'm in the back. Yeah, I went golfing, like officially golfing for the first time in my adult life. And that was interesting. Here's what happened. Okay, so just last night, actually, I went golfing with my father. Okay, now my brothers were there too, but it's not about them. All right, now I know it's not really about me either, but if you tune into a podcast with my name in the title, who's to say? So, yeah, we went golfing all together, and they've all been golfing together for a little bit. And there's something about when you turn 20 or in your 20s, you develop a love for golfing. I don't know why. These are just the rules of a man, okay? You spend your teenage years being kind of reckless and rebellious. You hit in your 20s and you go, I think I'm going to pick up golf. In your 30s, you focus more on your family. In your 40s, you're just glad that they're all kind of getting out. And then when you turn 50, you buy a boat. That's what happens as a man, okay? Those are the rules. Every single one of them follows these steps. There's little varieties and different changes that may occur, but it starts with golf, you end with a boat at one point, and then eventually you pick up pickleball. So right now, I'm starting with the golf. I tie everything so nicely. Point is, I went, and look, when my brothers are there, okay, I talk a big game. That's who I am. All right, and if not me, then who? Okay, no one's going to back me up and say, Tristan's so good at golf, Tristan's so good at this, and no one's doing that for me, so I have to, puff my chest out and say, yeah, of course I can hit the long ball. My long game, short game, medium game, all the game is pretty good, all right? Now, I haven't played golf, and I'm not good at golf. And I talked quite the big game, and they go first, bang, bang, hitting great shots. They're landing on the green, right after the first stroke. So I step up and I go, oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is going to go well. I feel it deep within my core. And I go to wind back. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. What is my form? But I'm at least thinking, as I get back, and here comes the wind up, I think, what I may lack in technical flawlessness, okay, what my form lacks in decency, I'm going to make up with muscle, physical prowess, and strength. So as I'm back here, I'm like, you know what? It might not be a perfect form, but you better believe I'm about to hit the absolute piss out of this thing. So I smack it with everything that I got. I'm swinging. The ball's this big, club's this big. How could I miss, right? That's exactly what happens. I swing, yes, dude. And you go to the wind up and you read it in to look, where's that ball going? Hopefully it goes further than theirs. You go, I think I lost it in the sun. Come to look down, it's still right there. But you know what's not? About this much of the earth, okay? So in case anyone was paying attention, about 5:32 p.m., you probably felt the earth rotate just a little bit faster for a second because I really took a chunk out of it. And I wish I could say that was the first try and only that, not the second or the third or the rest of the day, but that's how it went. So slowly I began to reel in the talk and went, oh, yeah, no, I was just saying stuff. You guys know that. You guys know. I'm just a silly guy. I wasn't clearly saying I was going to beat you guys. The whole bet, I didn't put any money. This was just the way that it is. So, yeah, I spent the whole day really not making contact. And when I did, it went in the water. So, another sport, man. I'm just trying to increase my athleticism across the board. And hopefully this is the summer of me just really putting the things and pieces together. But you know what? It's going to take time. Golf is another one of those things like pickleball, where it's not a big like power sport, but it's all about finesse. And I like, it's the real reason I want to be good at like pickleball and golf, like all jokes aside, is because it's the sports that you can play like into your old age. Like stuff that I'm good at, football and skateboarding, okay? And I am a little bit good at basketball and you know, I'll beat the crap out of somebody in badminton, rest assured. But, you know, it's these kind of sports that it takes a little bit more effort, and I know that eventually I'm not going to be able, to ride my skateboard, okay, through downtown if I'm 85. But you know what I will be able to do? Some of these people are older, they're on the course, and they're better than you could ever be. And I love stuff like that has just endless growth, and I want to get into those things. Sounds like a quarter-life crisis, but it's not, guys. Trust me, I'm the youngest person you know. Speaking of young people, God, dude, he's so good at segues. I'm currently trying to get out of my nephew's birthday party. Okay, now that sounds really bad, and you're all like, you piece of crap. I thought all this egotistical nonsense was a bit. I thought you were doing this for the podcast. No, I am. But okay, so here's the deal. I love my nephew. Genuinely and sincerely, all right? And it's his first birthday party, and it's a whole big deal, and I want to go. I want to be a part of that. I want to celebrate him. But, okay, I've approached new feelings. With my family, with my immediate family, they go, this is my mom, this is my dad, these are my brothers, these are mine, okay? Sure, I might share them with the other brothers or whatever, but they're my core people. With my nephew, I've approached this new subject where I go, this is my nephew, this is mine. Now, sure, I might share the nephew with, you know, my other brothers, okay? But when people that I don't even know, I see them, no disrespect, holding him on Facebook, and they're holding him up and laughing, they're putting cake on his face, and they go, this is our baby, this is our nephew, we're having all these memories and experiences that no one else is there for. I go, hey, that guy's mine, all right? Now, I know, just the nephew, but still, all right, that's my nephew. That is my job as an uncle. I have a new title, okay? I'm not good at golf, but you know what I am good at? Being an uncle, okay? So I want to care, and I want him to be my nephew, okay? Again, with my immediate, he's part of the immediate group. And then people are holding him, and they're experiencing all these things you never get to experience, and I'm not good at sharing. And I realize this, and it's something that I'm going to have to work on, but I don't know if I want to go to a birthday party and have other people, they're all around him, and they go, hey, this is our nephew. I go, who are you? All right? Who are these people? Because he has a whole other family, a mother, and all these sisters and parents and relatives that I don't even know. okay, that I've never even shook in their hand and say, hey, I'm number one. Don't forget it. But it's a weird feeling. I don't like sharing, okay? I don't like sharing, and I don't know how to get over that. It's just going to be new. I just want to be, I want to have a good relationship with everybody, and especially my immediate family, and it's hard to know that other people have that same or maybe a better relationship, and that's not okay with me, okay? I just don't want to be that kind of uncle where he goes around on Christmas, and then I call in, the family goes, hey, it's Tristan, Uncle Tristan's on the phone, who wants? And they pass around the phone. I'm like, dear God, I got to talk to everybody. And and then I don't want him to be like, your uncle's on the phone. Do you want to talk to your uncle? And normally, no offense to my uncles, okay? But, when they pass around the uncle phone, you're like, okay, I'm 8 years old. What am I going to talk to my yeah, did you file your taxes? What did you get on your return? What am I supposed to say to that, okay? But I want him to be like, oh, Uncle Tristan's on the phone? Yeah, of course I want to talk to him. What's he like? Did he finally figure out golf? I hope. So I want us to be able to be great pals and number one, all right? But knowing there's competition, it scares me because I'm not, if I can't figure out golf, I don't know. I get jealous. And I'm not ready for it. But anyways, point is, I want to be a great uncle. I want us to have a good relationship. And again, by the way, uncles, okay, it's not that I didn't want to talk to you. And also, if you're watching this podcast, I want to talk to you. Chances are we got a good relationship. So if it's a bit of a catch-22, a bit of a cop-out, for sure, okay? If you're not, we don't know. But if you are listening to this, if you are watching this, whoever you are, rest assured, when you call in, FaceTime aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever you are, and you go, hey, I want to talk to you. I tell you, hey, you know what? I'm excited. You know why? Because he pays attention. You know what? Nephew, if you ever podcast, you better believe I'm going to be watching that too because I'm number one, baby. I'm number one. So that's what's going on, man. I learned to golf. I'm going to get good. I'm going to get good at pickleball, and I'm going to figure out how to share family members. But it's all new. It's all new, guys. Sometimes you got to figure out your feelings and take time to dissect and think, why am I feeling this way? What is the deal? Did I ever feel jealous growing up? Did I feel like maybe I didn't have enough attention or I had to share my parents' attention with all my other brothers? Where's this coming from? What's the root of this? And you go, hey, it's not about you, okay? It's about how much better I should be than them. So, speaking of mental health, dude, I got to tell you, all right? Now, I don't mean to pat myself on the back. Oh, too late, dang it. All right, well, it's done now. My segues, they're feeling good. So, speaking of mental health, dude, I didn't even realize this, but June, and welcome to June, by the way, June is mental health for men's mental health awareness month. Okay, a lot of words. A lot of syllables, but it does not negate the feeling. I was like, oh, that's exciting because you don't get a lot of that. So I saw a post about that and I looked it up. Sure enough, it was there. It was true, and because men's mental health is arguably the worst of the worst. Because for as long as time, I'm sure cavemen were like, oh, so sad. Like we've just been struggling. As long as statistics go back, we've been in the dumpster. Just men's mental health, it does not do great, And I saw this post, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Now, I feel pretty good myself, but I know, it's not looking good for men as a whole. And so I click on the comments, because I always click on the comments for everything I look at, just to see what's the reaction, because I want to know how they're feeling. What's the, the opinion. I assumed it was all going to be like, yeah, this is very interesting. This is good. This is great. This is good. This is new. This is exciting. Who's doing it? What I was met with was more like confliction and confusion because comments under there were saying, hey, this is Pride Month. Don't try and take this and focus on the men. Like, well, whoa. Okay, where's the hate and disagreement where we got to go like, well, you can only do one thing. We can only be excited about one thing at this moment here. Surely we can't be happy for these gays and try to push their forward, but also if these men are sad, who cares? So I thought that was interesting. Immediately, some people, the gays, they were attacking the men's mental health. And then under that, were some women. They were going, hey, why is this happening? Where's women's mental health awareness? And I was just, here's my beef with people as a whole. Whoa, this might be deep. We'll see. Just because you like one thing and just because you're talking about one thing in a second doesn't mean you have to address everything at the same time. If I go, hey, this is a delicious hot dog, you don't have to go, hey, but you know what? What about burgers? Burgers are great. We love burgers. I go, I got no problem with burgers. But right now, I'm trying to eat a hot dog, So, and, there's the whole month of June it's all about pride. And then women have, by the way, March, I think I still have this calendar. Isn't March friggin' Women's Month as well? And then they have breast cancer awareness. Okay, you got all of October, 2 months. There's plenty of care. There's plenty. Here's the deal, man. Life's long. There's plenty of awareness to go around. Okay, now I haven't done much or anything for men's mental health. I think this is the most that I've ever done right now is talk about it, but I'm mostly doing it to complain about other people complaining about it. It's just interesting to always see people be like, hey, stop talking about this unless you're going to talk about everything. It's kind of like that philosophy. It's like, hey, don't bring a snack in unless you're going to bring stuff for everybody. And you're like, I can't worry about everything right now. Can I just have my pack of Skittles, please? Okay. Like, I know. I get it. I know. Sure. It all matters. All the kids matter. But my mom gave me this pudding cup for me to eat. I'm not going to, and not everyone gets a spoonful today. All right. Just let this be what it is. So it was very interesting. The pride community and the women in that comment section were really going hard on men's mental health. And there were no men backing it up, probably because they were too sad and no one was paying attention to what was going on. Oh, he gets deep. So what I'm saying is share a little bit more. And why I was saying that was a deep thought was because I just spent a good 5 minutes talking about how I don't want to share my nephew at all. So you know what? It's all about learning. It's all about growth. And maybe if there was more awareness on mental health, or maybe we need a sharing month. I don't know what the solution is, but the point is, I don't know if I can go to that birthday party. So what else is going on, dude? I'm going to talk about this. Not too recently, but a little bit ago, I read a book called The 48 Laws of Power. Okay. Now, I read this book because I saw some shorts and reels and TikToks and whatever, and people go, have you read this book? The 48 Laws of Power. It's a very dangerous book. It's been banned in many states and countries and whatever. I tried to read it. I couldn't even get through with it because it was so dark and scary. It was messing with my soul. And I went, really? Okay. Now, I'm not a huge reader, okay? I've been trying to do about one a month, but I thought I'm going to make this my book. So I decided I was going to read that book, and I did. And I read the whole thing, and as I was reading it, I was like, this is a joke. This is not at all. I thought it was going to be creepy. And, I can't believe what I'm reading. This is like the secrets of so disastrous. I don't want to. Chapter by chapter goes by. I could not believe it was not satire, to the point where I'm looking it up. I'm going, people are being very genuine about how they feel about this book. This is crazy. These were the secrets of life and the darkness and crazy. It was so scary and dark and evil and serious. I'm like, what? This has got to be a joke. There are chapters, okay, dedicated. It's the 48 Laws of Power. Basically, the gist is life's a big game of power, and we all want to consume as much as we can until we can wield godly power and have more power over each individual, because the more power you have, the more important you are, and the more, whatever. Everyone wants more power, right? And so I'm reading this, I'm like, is this a joke? What's going on? And then I see people talk about, how do I get more power? How do I build more within? And the chapters by chapter about how you yield more power are the dumbest things I've ever heard. It's basically like an evil villain's handbook, okay? So it's like, if you want to progress further in life, you need to lie more. So they're talking about lying and how you can, deceive people so you can get more that you want. And you want to cheat. You want to, get through people's expectations and take while they're not looking, because you want to steal their power. And then you want to steal as well. It's just all this combination. There's a whole chapter, okay? It's several pages long about taking credit for other people's work. Okay, this was a whole chapter they were talking about. If you want to be the master of the universe, listen up, okay? Take credit for other people's work. It's basically just a big pamphlet for douchebaggery. And people are like, this is so crazy. I can't believe I'm reading this. It's so awful. And it was so overhyped, so crazy. I couldn't believe it. And so then people are taking it very seriously. And then some people are like, well, I'm not interested in being evil at all or anything. I'm like, okay, well, who announces that anyway? But they go, I was reading this, and it's a very good guide on defense, on how you can be aware of more people that they're trying to take your power, on how you can remain steadfast in that. And I was like, again, like, a lot of this is self-explanatory. If someone comes to you and you're like, well, beware of somebody trying to get into your good graces only for them to stab you in the back. It's like, yeah, I mean, if you're not paying attention, some intuition, anything, oh, make sure you compliment somebody a lot so that then they trust you so then you can steal their riches and their power. Whoa! We gotta look out for that guy. Don't ever upset the master, because if you bite the hand that feeds you, you will not steal his power. Like, I could not believe, one, this is such a long book, such a slog, and the fact that it was talked about and banned as this big mischievous book was just absurd to me, and I couldn't believe it wasn't a joke. I thought they pulled a fast one on me. I was like, oh, they were hyping it up so it would be this funny little thing, but people are very serious about this. People read this book and they go, these are the keys. These are the keys to the universe. Okay, you want to figure out, you want to be successful, you want to take people out, you want to win wars? Huh? You want to win wars? And by the way, this guy has other books. I think about winning wars. Who is this guy? All right? And I looked him up. He's just some dude with glasses. And by the way, nothing wrong with wearing glasses, but typically, when you wear glasses, you're supposed to be a more trusting individual. So that's just another one of those things that I've been pointing out, that just one little thing, you can misuse the trust. And that wasn't in the book, all right? If you want to, that's my tip, my evil secret, is that people psychologically think that people wear glasses are more trustworthy and innocent. But they're not. Who writes a book about being evil? I didn't get it at all. I was just baffled by the whole thing, man. I couldn't believe it. If people have ulterior motives, spot them. You don't need to read this book if you're worried about it. So there's no godly power, and there's a whole other chapter devoted to people like me as well. They're like, everyone plays the game of power, and beware the people who deny the game of power. If they claim that this book doesn't matter, if they claim that the war for power is a joke, they are actively trying to steal your power. So he really got me. He got me with the catch-22. For me to even warn you to not waste your time or to take it seriously, I'm painted as a guy. I'm trying. Guys, don't even read this. I read it and I got all the secrets. You better stop, because only I get the knowledge of the universe here. So I thought it was hilarious. If you want to read it, really go ahead, because it is funny. Like, at multiple times, I paused it just laughing out loud. I was like, what did he just say? Take credit for other... Oh, play dead? You want to be like, oh, we appear, another chapter, appear weaker so that people overlook you so then you can steal their power. I was like, what? He told a story about somebody who got shot in the back with an arrow and he pretended to die so that he killed the guy after he was done pretending. I was like, oh, this is a lesson on a sloth. Okay, thanks. I was laughing so hard the whole time. So, crazy book, guys. Crazy. If you want a good laugh, read it. I don't know. There's no good way to convince you without... if you have read it, you're like, this guy, I'm a power-hungry individual. There's nothing I can do about it. So anyways, I thought that was super interesting. Other than that, man, all right, what's going on in my life, or not necessarily my life, but my family's life, it's just bad luck has been running deep in my family, and there's a lot of bad luck, okay, for forever, across the whole board. None of them, nothing goes right for anybody. If you were to do a 23andMe, right, Ancestry.com, Tristan Sartoris, it's 1% Italian and just 99% broken mirrors and black cats. Lots of bad luck, okay? Now, obviously more them than me, like I'm kind of, things work out for me, but my mom is just keep getting hit with just these random things, and pray for my family. This isn't a request, it's a demand. Just these random health effects and issues, and she goes to the doctor and she's like, I think something's wrong, and they say, no, not really, and then it turns out something's really wrong, and it's like, oh, that's just unlucky. Of course, you the one person that you're supposed to trust, that you say, hey, how's my health? And they go, pretty good. You go, gosh dang it, you were supposed to know. That's why I came to you. And then my dad's his bad luck's more self-inflicted, which is just all the worse. He recently had like a 200-pound slab of metal fall on his toe, just purely angled. Bing! Whole toe blew up. Whole freaking situation. It's just happening. It's just back and forth. Slam, slam. Everybody gets hit with it. And I feel bad. He was actually just in the hospital a little bit ago. He had like a fluke stroke. Turns out he was just fine in the end, but his problems especially, they're more self-inflicted with a case of stubbornness, right? So along with the bad luck and everything, there's a lot of stubbornness that runs deep in the Sartoris genes. So the problem is that he gets hit with some bad luck, and then he's like, I don't think so, because the doctors were wrong about my mom, so he's like, well, I'm just not going to be. They locked him down in the hospital at one point because there was like this at the time it was a fluke stroke, but at the time they're like, oh, this is very serious. Okay, we need to make sure you're okay. And he did not want to be there at this point, so he he asks if he can go to the bathroom real quick. So he's carrying his the IV or whatever this whole system and computer is, and he's walking. He's like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, and then immediately unplugs it, escapes, and he's running. Goes to the bathroom, has his clothes, finds him in the bag. I think it was just his clothes were lying around in a Ziploc, takes those, slips them out over top of the freaking gown, and then he walks past security guards as alarm. People are looking for him. He disappears into the wind. So it's a bad situation to also have bad luck and then to not let people help you. But that's just who we are. And yeah, there's a lot of bad luck going around, and I feel awful about it. I don't know what to do. But it's just, the issue is, I don't know what the issue is. I think it's just genuine bad luck. But, things work out for me. And, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I think they're using all the bad luck or I'm using all the good luck. One of the two. But I got to tell you, man, I'm feeling good and things are going well for me. And they always do. They really do. And I'm not just saying this, again, to test fate. People, like I've been mentioning a couple of times, people go, be careful. Don't do that. What's good? What happens? Like, it's not. I've been trying. It doesn't matter. All right. You know why I know it's not going to backfire? Because things always work out for me. Okay. It's gonna work out in the end. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but I think maybe there's something there. Well, I know there's something there. Like the idea of claiming that things always work out for you. It is a psychological experiment on the philosophical essence and the exponential reversal theory of metaphysics, okay? And and that's kind of how it works. If you really want to have things change better for your life, you can talk about that. But I don't care, all right? This isn't Joe Rogan. Say, if you want to go to find a podcast that has substance and intellectual conversation, go somewhere else. But if you want a podcast where we discuss my theories on how to fart in public and get away with it, stick around. We'll be right back. So this is what we talk about. We like to have fun, all right, and eventually get better at golf. I don't know, guys. I got a lot of thoughts. Things always work out for me, so I know somehow, some way I'm going to win the nephew over. But I don't know. One thing at a time. Guys, I think that's all I have to talk about at the moment. Okay, because I got some more plans brewing. In fact, I'm going to work on them now. But in the meantime, you're like, well, what's he saying? See this? See all these stickers? All right. Ooh, it's like dangling keys in front of somebody. Guys, I know you're not stupid, but I'm just saying the stickers really are cool. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you guys. I love you. Pray for everybody, not just my family, but yours. Okay, just love, thoughts, things, whatever you got to do. Put that out there. All the good luck. And if I have the ability to, I'll try and share some of it. But gosh dang it, if I'm not stubborn and a hog, okay, I like my own good luck. I should use it on golf. Guys, I'm out. All right, I'm done. I love you. I'll see you.